I've been a customer of Paul and Dixon for years, but for those listeners who don't know the agency, could you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure, Pete. We've been on the Southcoast for over 160 years, not quite as long as Dartmouth has been around celebrating their 350th anniversary, but we're getting there. We're located in a historic former mansion on County Street. We offer risk management services and a full menu of insurance products and policies from home and auto to business insurance and group benefits, life insurance, essentially any kind of insurance need that one might have. And we offer one of the largest selections of carriers in the area. We think this is one of our strong suits because we can access almost any major insurance company for the benefit of our clients, so we can do the shopping for them.
Now, let's talk about auto insurance for a moment. That strikes me as something that seems simple, or maybe should be, but it really isn't, right? What are some of the more common mistakes that you see people making when it comes to auto insurance?
I think looking for the cheap policy. You know, there's so much marketing going on, so much advertising, that people, I think, make the mistake of just wanting to get the lowest price. And it is a complex product. It's something that's great to start your research on the internet, but it's something that there's no substitute for sitting down with a qualified professional to get some advice, to have them learn what your particular situation is, to match the right policy to the right situation. We see a lot of people who don't even understand necessarily that they're buying a 6-month policy replacing an annual policy, and they think, well, it's half the price, so it must be better. Mm-hmm. So it's important to look for value rather than just cheap.
And I understand not only is it convenient to combine coverage, but you can also save money if you combine your homeowners with your auto insurance or renter's insurance. Is it true that that's something you do?
Yeah, it's very true. There's a couple of benefits of doing that. Not only is it convenient, but there are fewer coverage gaps. If you're buying your home and your auto insurance from the same provider, particularly the same agent, that agent now understands what your needs are, and there's less of a possibility of something falling between the cracks of the two policies. And because insurance companies have discovered that people who purchase things in tandem like that tend to pay more attention to the losses that they might have from those policies, that they live a less risky life, if you will. They're better drivers, they take better care of their homes, and that has a direct relationship to what the losses are that they may have, and therefore they can save money on their insurance purchase.
Now, we have a lot of business owners on the South Coast. What kinds of insurance should businesses be thinking about?
Well, there's a lot, certainly, but we take a little different approach to business insurance. We really emphasize the risk management process. We're fortunate in that we have one of the few agencies that has a certified risk manager on staff. She can help assess the entirety of an organization's risk management, risk profile, if you will, all of the things that they may be subject to, from the more routine and common issues like fires and thefts to such things as supply chain interruption, loss of reputation from something that might be publicized. So there's a lot of
all the social media,
right. Cyber attacks, things of that nature. We try to examine a business's risk profile and assess what those risks are first to find out if and to what extent insurance might be a solution. And only after doing that can we really make the right recommendations. You mentioned what's kind of hot or what's new, and I think I alluded to it a moment ago. Cyber is something today. The internet is so widespread, social media is everywhere, that people can say or do things that can get them into trouble. And if you're a business and you're shepherding information about your customers, the loss of that information, the breach of that privacy, so to speak, can have untold consequences.
Now, back to homes for a moment. A lot of us here on the South Coast live on the water or near the water. What can people do? I know there are a number of issues when it comes to the water. What are the insurance issues?
Well, whether it's dealing with the complexities of flood insurance, which has been in the news lately, there's a lot of things going on there, or just living near the water and being exposed to a very important issue that we have here, which is windstorm. We're in we're in the Northeast, but we're in a hurricane alley, so to speak. So almost anybody who owns property in this area has been subject to something to do with windstorm in the last decade, whether it's windstorm deductibles or higher premiums. We've recognized that, and we've partnered with a number of insurance providers that specialize in that so that we can offer true alternatives to what's out there.
So as we wrap up here, when people get their renewal notices and they're wondering what other options might be out there, what do you suggest they do?
Well, they can call our office, stop by the office, check us out on the website to get some information. But there's really no substitute than sitting down or spending the time on the phone with a professional to understand what the risks are that a business or a family is exposed to. Every customer or client has different needs, so we need to assess what those are before we can make recommendations as to what product or policy might match up with those needs. And for those listeners in the northern part of New Bedford or Acushnet, Freetown, that part of Southcoast, we have a sister agency, Stoddard Insurance, and you can speak to someone at our team up there, and they can help those folks out.
Well, Steve, thanks for coming in and telling us about Paul and Dixon Insurance. I've been with your company for years, and I know people may say, "Well, of course he's going to say that. They're advertisers," but my wife and I are very happy. And anytime we've had questions, or even my daughter has had a question, she's been able to just pick up the phone and get answers. So thank you very much.
Well, we appreciate that. We've been here for 160 years, and we hope to be here at least another, maybe 100 years. But as a resident of Dartmouth, Peter, I'm really glad to be here and to be part of the celebrations that are going on in that hometown.